All right. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We got a full 15-game MLB slate today, so we're going to talk about every game like we always do. I got 5 best bets for you guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Do me a favor today. Just comment with a number, letter, anything. Let's help grow the channel with the algorithm. If you like the channel, just comment something. Asterisk, doesn't matter. No wrong answers here. All right, recap from yesterday. We went 1-2. Clay Holmes sucks, man. Mets raced to 4. I thought we had this. They were up 2-1 in the first. A hit would have cashed this for us, but ultimately Clay Holmes sucks. So we lost that one. Braves and Phillies over 9.5. It was my favorite play of the day. Cashed with ease. That was absurd, actually. The Phillies doubled this on their own pretty much. Kyle Schwarber, 4 home runs. That was awesome. We had the Pirates and the Cardinals. Over 8. Pirates just didn't show up offensively. Cardinals got us 4. And the Pirates just LOBs. Braxton Ashcraft threw a hell of a game. And Miles Mikolas, he looked like shit, but they couldn't hit him. So 1-2, down 1.05 units, but that's okay. We're having a hell of a week. Let's keep the momentum going here. Love the 5 plays I have today. Let's talk about our first game. It's going to be the Cardinals and the Reds. Matthew Liberatore going up against Zach Littell. Littell did not look good in that D-back series. Really struggled to find control, which is it's so rare that that's an issue for him. I think he bounces back strong tonight. Give me the under 9 and the Reds on the money line. When we look at the Reds versus the Cardinals last 2 seasons, they've dominated them in the first game at home. They're 3-0 going back to last season. Reds are 3-1 against the lefty in the first game of a series overall on the year, and 11-6 when we look at every game. So they have a nice winning record against a lefty, but they are 5-11-1 to the under against a lefty. So it's going to be a cooler day in Cincinnati. It's only going to be 76 degrees. In terms of the wind, it's going to be blowing out to right field, but it's not going to be a strong wind. So still like the under 9 here. I think Liberatore does enough to keep him somewhat in check. Lefty on lefty, he's been terrible, but he really only has to worry about that with Friedel. Everybody else should be batting from the right-handed side. So a lot of righties where he's been pretty decent at 203. Zach Littell, 203 against lefties, 244 against righties, but it's a red spot for me. Home team, big series for them. Cardinals, pretty much out of the equation at this point. Next game is going to be the Braves and the Phillies. Wouldn't mind going back to the over 9 here. We do have the wind blowing in just a little bit at Citizens Bank, but at times it's going to be blowing out. And you get Bryce Elder going up against Ranger Suarez. Now, Suarez has kind of gotten it together as of late. Last couple of starts have been good. This is a Braves team that's hitting lefties well, hitting 310 over the last week, 270 over the last 2 weeks. We know the Phillies are hot offensively. Just look at what they did last night. Now, we got Bryce Elder on the other side. He's got a 5.5 ERA on the road. Splits look terrible any way you want to cut it. Terrible runners in scoring position. Had a great outing against the Mets. Said it yesterday. I think after that Mets series, the Phillies were going to come back fired up. I think it's going to be the same today. They're looking to maim, maul, and destroy the Braves. So give me the Phillies on the money line, both teams to score 2 runs. We can get that at plus money today. So 4 of our 5 plays are plus money plays. But like this spot, I think the Braves are able to get a couple across against Suarez. If not, we do have a susceptible Phillies bullpen that makes me somewhat nervous. So should be able to get 2 runs if you're the Braves. And I look for the Phillies to absolutely smack Mr. Bryce Elder. Don't mind Phillies race to 4, race to 5. You could ladder that. Potentially you can get race to 4 at minus 110. Had it on the card originally, but decided to go to this play for the plus money. Next game is going to be Tampa Bay. And Washington is going to be Adrian Hauser going up against Mitchell Parker. Mitchell Parker is an absolute dumpster fire. He's allowed like 26 earned runs in 22 innings. Do the math. That's a lot of earned runs. You can get his over 3.5 earned runs today at plus money. Good call out by Jukeman in the Discord. I don't mind that. I project him to give up 4 today, so it aligns. But I would do raise -1. You can get -117 on DraftKings for that. We look at Mitchell Parker. He's lost 7 of his last 8 home starts. Now, we've definitely seen some regression from Adrian Hauser. He's given up a 258 average to lefties, 328 to righties. Splits don't look great here for him. This is a Nationals team that's 6th hitting the fastball and 1st hitting the slider. It's about 70% of the pitches he throws. So Another one I thought about going, Rays money line, both teams to score 2, just because the Rays do have the advantage here. Had the day off, and this is a Nationals bullpen that's dreadful. You got Mitchell Parker that's dreadful. My only issue is the wind is blowing in a little bit at Nationals Park today from left field. Anything Rays, I think you're good here. Rays team total. You can do the both teams to score 2. I think this is a prime candidate for it. I mean, I've got the over 9 hitting. I just don't like taking overs with the wind blowing in at Nationals Park. But I've got this 7-3 Rays. So Rays run line could be good. I just get scared about Adrian Hauser having a blow up. And we see the Nationals sometimes at home just really start to rake. And I kind of feel like this might be the case. So I'm going to pass on that. Milwaukee and Toronto. We get Freddie Peralta going up against Shane Bieber. Now, the Biebs look good in his first start back after Tommy John surgery. So I think he'll be fairly good today. I wouldn't mind the under 7.5. Brew Crew have been leaving a ton of runners on base. Last 2 games in that D-back series were not good. I like the Brewers today. Give me the Brewers at plus money. I think Freddie P does pretty good today, but I think they're able to get to Bieber. We should expect some regression. I just don't expect them to come out and just continue to dominate. So give me the Brew Crew here. I like them to snap this little 2-game losing streak they're on. I don't trust the back half of this game in terms of the Blue Jays. The Brewers have a significant advantage in that bullpen, and that Blue Jays pen's been a little sus. So give me the Brewers on the money line. Next game's going to be Pittsburgh and Boston. It's going to be the debut of Peyton Toll going up against Paul Skeens. So this is a pretty good matchup here. It's pretty much dead even split. Most books, it's -110, -110. So it's at an absolute pick 'em. Now, if you're not familiar with Peyton Toll, this kid is going to be, I think he's going to be really good. I like his pitch mix. He has got 133 innings in the minors this season. I'm sorry, he's got 91.2 innings and 133 strikeouts, and he's got a sub-1 whip. So kid is very good. This is a guy that went to Wichita State. He was a 2-way player. Then he transferred to Texas Christian, sucked at the plate. So then they're like, all right, you're just going to be a pitcher. But he was the Big 12 Conference Pitcher of the Year. He's a stud, man. This guy's 6'6", and his extension is insane. So I like him here. He's got a low release height. It's going to make his fastball look way faster than what it really is. And he's got really nice stuff. So I like his slider. He's got this nice sweeping slider. He's working on a changeup, and his fastball is pretty premium. And you got a Pirates team that's striking out at about a 28% clip over the past week against lefties. 26.14 on the season. So give me Toll over 5.5 Ks at plus 125. Let's take a stab at this. I think it is going to be a low scoring affair. We get an over under of 8. My only concern is the wind's blowing dead out to center field at Fenway. So would lean the under in the Red Sox here. Fade Paul Skeens on the road. At home, he's been very profitable. But if you faded Paul Skeens in every away start, you have made money. So give me the Sox in this one. Miami. And the Mets, my God, Clay Holmes sucks. Just had to say that one more time. Yuri Perez going up against Jonah Tong. Jonah Tong's making his debut. Another good guy. I expect pretty good things from him, but at this price, the value is on taking the Marlins. Marlins on the run line, plus 1.5 would be the way I would go. I would go to the over in this one as well. I think the Mets are able to get to Yuri Perez. We look at his pitch mix. It's just not great here. Mets are number 1 hitting the righty fastball, 6th hitting the slider, 7th hitting the changeup. It's pretty much what he throws. They're 12th hitting the curveball. So it just doesn't look good. It's just a question mark of how Jonah Tong's going to do. It's the first time they've seen him. Does throw with his right hand. Marlins haven't been exceptional against righties, although last night they looked pretty damn good. Weather-wise, going to be 71 degrees. And in terms of the wind, we got about a 10-mile-an-hour wind, but it's going to be blowing in from left field. So kind of makes me deter from the under. It'd be Marlins plus 1.5 in this one for me. Next one's going to be Seattle and Cleveland. George Kirby going up against the lefty Logan Allen. I don't trust Logan Allen whatsoever. That said, Mariners against lefties are a bit spotty, but man, this Guardians team has just not been able to hit. 180 average against righties over the last 2 weeks. That's dead last in baseball. I mean, they're dead last in every category. 32 WRC plus, K rate of 28%. That's dead last. OBP 236, dead last. OPS 491, dead last. So, do I trust him? Absolutely not. And I don't trust Logan Allen. That said, this line's slightly high, but it would be Seattle on DraftKings -1 on an alternate line. My only fear is George Kirby on the road has been terrible. 8 starts, 5 ERA, 250 average to lefties, 229 to righties. So he's weaker to lefties. You got a very left-handed dominant team. It could be, this one could be prime for an upset. That's all I'm saying. I think the over 8 is light here today. I think the Guardians should be able to get to Kirby, and the Mariners should be able to tattoo Logan Allen. So it would be the over for me. We do have the wind kind of blowing all over the place in this game. Should start blowing in from center, then it slowly starts blowing more towards right field, and then it starts blowing out. So over for me, Mariners. It's just one I could see the Guardians winning this. I could see them tattooing Kirby or something weird. It's just a weird game I'm going to stay away from. Next game is going to be the Yankees and the White Sox. Yankees looked good yesterday. I took the over after the morning games where everything went under pretty much. I took the over in all 3 late games, and that was stupid sweat free. Yankees and the White Sox. Carlos Rodon going up against Yandris Gomez. Now we know this White Sox team's been hitting lefties. This is a top 10 team over the last couple of weeks. We go back over the past month. They're a top 5 team against lefties. But this is a Yankees team that's really starting to heat up, and Yandris Gomez does not scare me at all. This is one. Give me the Yankees to win. Both teams to score 2. We can get this at a nice plus money price. Weather at right field today. Wind's going to be blowing in slightly from left field, and it's going to be 68 degrees. So it is going to be a little bit on the cooler side. So I don't really want to touch the over-under of 9, but I do think both teams at least score 2. I think Yankees pull away in the second half here against this very susceptible bullpen here. And I think Rodon has a pretty nice game. But he's prone to give up some walks. He'll probably give up some runs. So, like this spot here. Next game, Angels and the Astros. Tyler Anderson going up against Christian Javier. 2 wild card pitchers here. Anderson's been getting rocked on the road. Javier hasn't done anything that's looked good to impress me. That said, this Angels team, terrible hitting. Astros haven't been good either. Over the last 2 weeks, Angels against righties hitting 186. Astros against lefties hitting 195. 9 feels high. That said, both pitchers are completely volatile and able to just blow up at any time. So a bit of a ticking time bomb. This would be Tyler Anderson over earned runs or Astros team total, like something to take Javier out of the equation. But that said, I didn't see anything in the Rockies series that made me feel confident taking the Astros offense either. So this is a coin flippy game. I have it 5-5. So the over, I guess, is in play, but this is an ugly game here. Angels at this price, I think you got to take a stab. So not paying that price for the Astros. Next game is going to be the Padres and the Twins. And this one is going to be Nasty Nestor Cortez going up against Zebby Matthews. Matthews 3-4 on the season. Cortez 2-2. Cortez has been a dumpster fire on the road, but he's only got 3 games under his belt. He's got 29 innings. So can we assess a ton? Not really. Give me the over in this one. If we look at the weather at Target Field today, wind's going to be ever so slightly blowing in, but it's going to be 74 degrees. 2 very susceptible pitchers. Twins offense is picking it up. I mean, they went ham in that Blue Jays series. Padres haven't been stellar over the past week, but I think Zebby Matthews is a perfect get-right spot here. Pitch mix looks terrible for both guys. Give me the over 8.5. Lean towards the Padres, but at this price, it's sketchy. I mean, that is a trappy number right there. -124 for a team that is miles better. I mean, this team's 75-59. Twins are 13 games under 500 at 60-73. It's a weird line. So give me the over in this one. Next game is going to be Tigers and the Twins. It's going to be Chris Padlock going up against Seth Lugo. I don't trust either of these pitchers. I have zero faith in these guys. Wind's going to be slightly blowing out. It's going to be 80 degrees. Give me over 8.5 as my best bet. two guys that just one of them's getting blown up. And then when it comes to the bullpens have been pretty good lately. But divisional game, Tigers' first game of a series on the road has gone over at a ridiculously high rate. So I'm taking the over 8.5 in this one. Give me the Tigers on the money line. Next game is going to be the Cubbies and the Rockies. Welcome back, Jermaine Marquez. We're happy to have you. Going up against Cade Horton. Now, Horton has looked really good. I wish I would have pounced on this last night. You could have got the -1.5 at like -135. It was absurd. I should have bet it. And I didn't, and now it's 2.5. But it's a clear Cub spot. Horton's pitched very well. He's one of those guys. My only concern, sometimes the breaking ball doesn't break as much as at home or at Coors, but fastball velo has been excellent. It's very deceptive. Jermaine Marquez is awful. He's got a 5.5 ERA and 8 home starts, 5.67 on the year. Hasn't pitched in the majors in quite a while, but they DFA'd Austin Gomber, so he came up to replace him. Yeah, it's a Cubs spot, so maybe Cubs team total. Weather-wise, the wind's going to be blowing dead in, so that kind of makes me a little bit nervous about taking totals, but I don't trust Jermaine Marquez, so Cubbies in some way, shape, or form here. Texas and the Athletics, we get Jack Leiter going up against Jeffrey Springs. A's at home this season, 29-37, but the Rangers on the road, 26-40. And Jack Leiter on the road is a lot different than Jack Leiter at home. He hasn't been very good on the road. And this is a Athletics team not hitting too bad over the last 2 weeks. Rangers team has been hitting a lot better. However, you just lost Corey Seager to an appendectomy, so I don't know if he'll even be back this season. I would say it's a far stretch that he comes back. 91 degrees, and in terms of the weather, wind's going to be blowing dead out to center field. Kind of like the over 10 in this one. Lean towards the A's here at -130. I just have zero faith in Jeffrey Springs. So like I said, it would be the over, but A's to win it would be the only way I would play it. And 2 more games here, D-backs and the Dodgers. We get Zach Gallen going up against Blake Snell. I said it yesterday when the D-backs are playing the Brewers in Quintana. This is a team that hits lefties very well. This is the 3rd ranked team over the last 2 weeks against lefties, hitting .319. So this is one. Snell's pitch mix looks terrible today. D-backs 9th hitting the fastball, 7th hitting the slider, 6th hitting the curveball. I think they're live dogs in this one if I had any faith whatsoever in Zach Gallen, which I don't. Gallen splits look awful. He's got a 5 ERA. Snell's got 4 home starts, .9. It would be Dodgers for me. Dodgers on the run line's a little iffy just because they might only get 8 ABs. I do like the over in this one. That's just something I'd probably live bet it. I think Snell pitches really well. I just have no faith in that Dodgers bullpen. But we got the wind blowing out to right center. Dodgers team total, just prey on Gallen being awful. But I think the Dodgers win this. And our last game is going to be the Orioles and the Giants. Giants just absolutely dominated the Cubs in that series. Got him a little sweep. Robbie Ray going up against Dean Kramer. Kramer on the road has not been good. It's got almost a 5 ERA. Robbie Ray at home, 2.84. I just don't know if I trust this momentum from the Giants, but they've won 5 in a row, so I don't want to fade them. You got an O's team that's lost 4 in a row. They looked awful in that Red Sox series. Couldn't hit, save their lives. We know they've had struggles against lefties all season. It's a Giant spot for me. However, the price dictates taking the Orioles. I don't know if I can get to the window with it, but it is an Orioles spot. Over under of 7.5. Wind is probably going to be blowing out at Oracle Park because it is every single day, but it has no effect. Weather-wise, it's going to be 63 degrees. So it's one. The value says the Orioles. I think the Giants probably win it. But I just don't know if I trust them. These are 2 teams that offensively could go boom or bust at any moment. So there's too much erraticness here. I do have a slight lean towards the under, but it is a very slight lean. So lean Giants just because the Orioles have been so bad. All right, let's get into our best bets. Get you guys on your way. Appreciate you tuning in to the channel. So first best bet of the day is going to be the Phillies on the money line. Both teams to score 2. +110 on BetMGM. You can also do this on DraftKings as well. Go to game props, scroll down, both teams to score 2, and then you got to go to game line, pick the Phillies on the money line. It's just more work, and you get better odds on BetMGM. So this is probably maybe plus 100, minus 105 on DK. Tigers and the Royals over 8.5. We're just padlock, Lugo. One of them's getting rocked today. Yankees money line. Both teams score 2. It's a White Sox team's been hitting lefties well, so I do expect them to get a little bit off Rodon. Peyton Toll over 5.5 Ks, making his debut against the Pirates. We just got a good spot against a Pirates team that's extremely prone to striking out right now, and this guy's got great stuff. And then we're going to take the Brewers on the money line over the Beebs. Peralta and the Beebs. Give me the Brewers here to bounce back. I think they hopefully get right. That trip over the border gets the sticks going a little bit. So those are my 5 best bets. Appreciate you guys tuning into the channel. If you guys like college, whatever, join the Discord. Link is down below. We'll post a lot of plays in there. A lot of guys post home run plays, hits, runs, RBIs. Just a great community. Can't stress it enough, and it's absolutely free to join. So hopefully we'll see you in there, and I'll catch you in the next video.